Good morning, folks, from beautiful Tennessee. It's already 8:45 in the morning. Last time this morning I saw somebody dropped a tree right where I like to fish. This tree is nothing but a snag. I had to drag it out. I throw the anchor on top of these trees and I drag them somewhere that they're out of the way. Stop dropping, and I have to do the same thing with my carp spots. People drop these snags supposedly to keep crappie there. There is never any crappie. Just my carp go and wrap around them and I lose everything. Let me show you what we're gonna do today. These are two identical Eradicators with two identical reels. This is the new Vanford. This is the old Vanford. The only way to tell them is the line color. The old Vanford will have a red line color. It's also 2.5 pound, which I don't like 2.5 pound for the guides of the Eradicator. The Eradicator has these micro guides. It doesn't like 2.5 pound line. This one is 2.1 pound. They're both ester, Varivas ester, but 2.1 pound goes beautifully through the guides. 2.5 makes noise. Also, these are the new 1.5 number 8 jigs. The silver color looks so beautiful with the natural shad color Kitex. We're gonna fish those. I do have a few of them in the shop. I'm not gonna make a video about them because I only have like 80 packs left right now. By the time I publish this video, they might be sold out. And this is a 1.25 number 10 with the new Zeman trout worms. I might change this. I'm gonna start with it, but this lake is a small lake with baby fish. It's for, I don't know, just to make a video, but this will probably be too big for twitching. You know, ironically, the bigger Kitec is okay because you swim it and it's just for crappie. But this will be too big for, I don't know how. I don't know, but this is my opinion. This one is the smaller bait, but because it's for twitching, it's too big. This is a bigger bait, but because it's for swimming, it's not too big. I'll probably switch this one later with something smaller. So we're gonna compare the two reels. You can hear the difference. And I also have one float in case these fish are still shallow. The water temp is 65 degrees, 1 foot under the surface, and 62 degrees on the surface. We're also gonna compare the cheap Shimano Sahara with the brand new Vanford. But okay, let me find some fish. I haven't found fish yet. And when I find some fish, we'll start the video there. All right. Let's see if they will eat such a juicy bait. I will show you a close-up of the bait. It looks pretty good with the 125-10. This is the 125-10 here. It looks pretty good, folks. I think it will work pretty good, if not for the size is just a little bit too much for these fish here. Alright, let's cast, folks. I'm seeing, you know, we still have fall temps, but the fish are in winter pattern. Instead of being shallow and active, because the water is so low, they feel exposed and they're afraid to go shallow. They're still kind of shallow. I mean, it's only 7 feet deep here, but they're in the middle of the cove. And listen to the drag, by the way. This is the new Vanford. I opened it last night. This is decent crappie, and I opened the spring even more. I opened the spring way more than what I think is prudent, because I think if you open the spring too much, some durability issue will arise. You may like the sound more, but you don't want the hammer to hit there with such force. Something is gonna break. The hammer is gonna break. No, hammer is steel, it's not gonna break. That's actually not a bad crappie. That's a 10-inch crappie. Hammer is gonna break. The spring is gonna break. The actual wheel with the teeth on which the hammer is running is gonna break. 90 degrees is the maximum I open these springs, and it's still not loud. And I triple checked and I cleaned again the hammer just to make sure that there is just no, it's completely clean. The hammer is 100% clean there. There is no matter from thread walker, from anything. I don't even have a thread walker right now, just to make sure everything is perfectly clean. There's another fish. Man, they're hitting this long, juicy lure. They're hitting it, folks. Wow, this crappie is running wild. Can I lift it with the 2.1 pound line? That's a good slab, folks. That's a good crappie. It's a 10-inch crappie. Let me bump one of these because they're the same size. Let me bump just one. Oh my goodness, folks. That's an 11-inch crappie, folks. And very tall. Look, touching. See? That's over 11. Some will say 11 and a half. But it's really 11. Nice tall crappie, good fight. And I boat flipped it with the Eradicator. Look at this beautiful reel. Beautiful combo. Eradicator reel finesse. I'm gonna tell you more about this rod later. I'm gonna stop making videos with this rod because I just tease people. Every time I make a video with this rod, I don't even put it on the screen, I don't say nothing. But people notice right away that it's beautiful, and there goes the emails. There goes the, what rod is this? Where can you get it? Can you find me one? Yeah. Man, I found some crappie there. I got 2 in a row, and that was it. I'm trying shallow water here, folks, even though I don't think there is fish that shallow. But I try this every time just so I can write down in my... Oh, something hit here. Oh, fish, when I was adjusting and not looking. Another crappie. Another nice crappie. That one hit. Interesting. The crappie have no problem with this big twitch bait. The crappie have no problem with it. Now I think it's too much for a bluegill. But man, this trout worm, it's kind of stiff right here where the hook is coming out of the worm. That was his mistake. That section is too fat, and the worm doesn't have as much action as you would think. It's a worm, it's supposed to have a lot of action, but it's kind of fat there, and it actually doesn't have that much action. So you are kind of twitching. Don't expect this worm to be like a swim bait where you can just pull it and the tail will kick. It's kind of like a twitch bait. You're gonna have to do the work, just like with a trout magnet. Tapper, there's another one. Yeah, there is fish shallow, but they're in the middle. They're not in the fall pattern, they're in the winter pattern. They run. Look at the difference. Look how much these fish are running. The difference. Like I watched. I made a video here like 2 months ago which said make it rain. The fish in this lake, folks, were nearly dead. Just watch that video. They were not running. They were not moving. I would hit them on the head and they wouldn't turn around to see what hit them. These fish were just, there was no oxygen in this lake. There is still no water. There was no water then, there is no water now. But there is oxygen, and when you catch them, these fish put up a fight. Man, this lure, triangular or not, I don't know. The cover is good. The plastic is so soft. When they nip it, it feels so natural. It works really good. 125 10, 1 gram 10. All of the size 10 hooks work really good with these trout worms. Caught quite a few fish already. I'm sure you can put also another one. You can put a trout worm on a 1.5 number 8 too, if you want it. But that's too much for this lake. That's too much for this lake. Even though, to tell you the truth, I went down to Tennessee River last week. I don't think the crappie I caught there were bigger than these. Tennessee River, so many big crappie. I see people have tournaments there, catching 2-pounders. I don't know how many crappie I catch a year from Tennessee River, folks. Has to be over 1,000. 1,000 crappie a year. Maybe more than 1,000. I caught 1 3-pounder, but that's it. Everything else is usually 10 inches, couple 11s, 12s. And I caught 1 crappie that was almost 3 pounds. Watch that video. At least the bite is good. So okay, I ended up talking about lures more than the reel. Let me tell you a little bit about how the new Vanford is doing so far. This is 2nd week and fishing session number 5, but one of them was from the bank and it was just casting and pretty much no fish. Not here, here it's too snaggy. So I told you when I opened it that out of the box there was a lot of resistance in the reel. Not too bad, but more than the old one. A little bit too much for a reel that all of the advertising was about low startup inertia and stuff. They should have paid more attention to assembly. Somebody should have given these people better instructions. Don't over tighten, don't over grease the main shaft. The idle, these plastic gears, don't put too much grease there. Somebody didn't give them good instructions, and the reel was not assembled. It was a little overprotected during the assembly. Let's call it overprotected. Let's be positive. But at least it's quiet. My reel is perfectly quiet. I saw some videos from Japan complaining about the reel making noise out of the box. So that resistance improved almost immediately. Just by the time I put line on it, and the resistance improved a lot. But I have to say, let's say like improved in half. I don't know, it's completely arbitrary and inaccurate. Very quickly, just by putting line, it already feels better. But after that, 2 weeks of fishing, 4 5 sessions, let's say, because I fish with other reels too, let's say 20 hours of fishing on the reel, and you see, casting, retrieving. The resistance has not gone away. So at this point I expect the resistance to stay, because if it doesn't go away immediately, it will stay a few months. Now I still think that it will go away in a couple of months. So if you have a Vanford and out of the box it's a little bit tight, but it's quiet and smooth, don't open it. Just trust me, don't open it. I'm a guy who opens his reels too much, and if your reel is quiet and smooth but a little tight, just fish it. Just fish it a lot. Make it your go-to reel. I hate these cliches. When somebody says my go-to, I just close the video. I'm not gonna hear nothing interesting. My go-to. But yeah, just fish it a lot. It will go away, but it will hang on for at least a couple of months. I'm thinking. See, these crappie are just fighting today. By the way, can you hear a difference on the drag from the last video? Because I did open the spring more. I cleaned it again. It still doesn't sound crisp and loud as the old one, and I don't understand what is the difference between the old one and this one in terms of clicker. There was no change there. The only thing that is different is the cuts on the spool. Maybe because the spool is more closed, the sound from inside the spool. Let's throw the Kitek here in 4 feet of water. Let's see if we can catch a fish throwing 1.5 gram in 4 feet of water here. No, it's 6 feet of water. I'm kidding. Look how beautiful this looks, folks. Look. The new jigs 1.5 number 8. The silver color with the shad. I mean, it looks freaking amazing. It looks freaking amazing, folks. Let's cast this. Just to hear the difference in drag, if we can catch a fish. It can go inside, but finally, listen to the drag now. It's a tiny fish, the smallest we caught today, but can you hear the drag? The drag on the old Vanford just sounds better. I don't know if you can hear through the microphones and all of that and editing, but it just sounds better, folks. I mean, it's just crispier. I mean, it's a much more enjoyable sound. Maybe we'll catch fish with the Kitek later when we find them a little deeper. There is one more. This one is a little nicer. Also, the Japanese reviewers of the Vanford are saying that the new reel has better drag performance. That is absolutely not true. I don't know why they're saying that. I think, oh, I lost it, but that's okay. It was exactly the same. Nice crappie. This one was nice. I should start knitting them. That is absolutely not true. Lately I'm hearing some stuff that I kind of lost some respect to these Japanese reviewers. I had the highest opinion for everybody out of Japan, but lately I'm seeing some bad reviews saying that how is it better than this? I've caught thousands of fish on this Vanford, thousands, and I use my grease on there's one more, on the Presso reels, but not on the Vanford. The Vanford, I always told you, has perfect drag. Oh, no more tail. Okay, let's go back to the twitch worm, or maybe we can twitch this. Can we catch a fish on the Kitek? Kitek is just not working good today. Let me try to twitch the Kitek. Kitek without a tail. I disagree completely with this. They're just because they see this advertisement for the new washer, Duracross, Schmuracross, and they're saying, oh yeah, the performance is better. You have improved performance on the... No, it's not better. It was already perfect. How is it better? Maybe it's more durable. Even the advertisement, it doesn't say that the drag is smoother. It says that it lasts a longer time. But honestly, I don't know. I use my drag a lot. You guys can hear my reels. I use my drag a lot. On every fish you will hear drag. This is still my original felt. I have not replaced it. And I don't see physically with my style of fishing how this felt can wear so much that it would need replacement. Not with freshwater ultralight fishing. I don't see how you wear off a felt completely that it needs replacement. Now saltwater, different story, because if you hook up to one fish and it starts burning, you can wear the drag in a single fish because it can overheat, and once it's overheated and it's spinning too fast, it starts to grab and bite, and you can literally destroy drag that you fished for 2 years with very little wear. You can destroy the felt with just one fish. I believe that. So durability might be better. I told you I'm not an expert on durability. Yeah, the new drag, the new Vanford has a slimmer, flatter knob, which I prefer. I will be buying these knobs as soon as I find a good source. I know Hedgehog Studio sells them, but Hedgehog, they charge like $23 for shipping, flat. Doesn't matter what, you can buy 2 knobs for $10 and it's going to be $20 for shipping. But what to do sometimes. But yeah, the drag performance on the new Vanford is not smoother. Might be more durable, but then say more durable. Don't tell me smoother. And I saw these videos, they say smoother. It's not smoother. The old one has absolutely perfect drag. If I tell you the drag is perfect, you can take this to the bank. I do not tolerate drag that is not smooth. I don't care for durability. You can keep the carbon drags for yourself. Don't care for durability, but for smooth, if I tell you a drag is smooth, you can trust that. Yeah, this one has more resistance, but the knob is nicer. I enjoy it too. I enjoy both of them. Nah, it's not too bad. The sound, it's not too bad. It's loud enough now, but it's different tone. You know what I mean? The tone is different, and it is definitely acceptable. Definitely not gonna stop me from enjoying fishing with this reel. But it's just, why does it have to be like this? Why does the new model have to be worse in anything than the old model? Not a problem at all, but why does it have to be? Man, the Twitch worm working today better than the Kitech. Who knew? Who knew? Tapity? Oh, this one hit on the... See, when you find cooperative fish, they're very aggressive today when you find them. Not one bluegill though, all of the bluegills are congregated somewhere. They're all congregated somewhere. We gotta find them and make a different video with bluegills. This lake has plenty of small bluegills. Plenty. Don't lift, if you have an eradicator, don't lift the fish like I'm doing. A very stupid thing to do. Extremely stupid. Tell you the truth, several times I got a heart attack. Alright folks, let's switch back to the Kitech. It's kind of deep here, 8-9 feet. The Kitech has 1.5 gram head. Let's fish with the other reel again a little bit. I have to put a new Kitech though. Have to put a new Kitech. And I'm definitely not fishing with, what is this? Trying to use these bodies, leftover bodies. Today I'm not gonna use high-vis colors at all. It will be natural colors only. Can't get nothing to hit the Kitech, folks. We caught enough fish for this video. I wanna end this video and go somewhere else and different part of the lake and do something different. But I wanted to catch a few more fish on the old Vanford, and I just can't get them to commit. Cannot get them to commit to the Kitech today. You think you have figured them out, but just sometimes what works always doesn't work on that day. Today just twitching a small bait is better than swimming a big bait. There is one, finally. Is this even a crappie? This even a crappie or a bluegill finally? No, still a crappie. Look how they run. Look, look, look. You can hear the... Yeah, I like this drag way more. Well, okay, I shouldn't say way more, but I definitely like it more. I don't know how much more. I'm curious now what is the difference, because there is only so far you can go by just visual observation. The drag clickers seem the same to me. I wouldn't be surprised if it's even the same part numbers inside. Maybe I try to swap them, but I don't want to touch the drag clicker of the old Vanford, to be honest with you, because of these plastic housings. You don't want to screw and unscrew them too many times. When you get them to sound the way you like it, that's it, don't touch it anymore. Maybe once a year just gently tighten it to make sure it's not loose. When you're doing your maintenance on the reel in the winter, you can get the spool and just get a screwdriver that fits perfectly. You don't want to strip the hole inside, the Phillips hole inside the screw either. Get a screwdriver that fits perfectly, and gently and firmly, but not overpoweringly, just make sure the screw is tight and don't open it. Once you get it to click the way you like it, don't touch it. There's one more. Good. Yeah, this noise from the line roller, I'm gonna fix it. Probably make a video about how to fix this noise coming out of the line rollers, because my presso is the same. If it was only the Vanford, yeah, but very strange that my presso reels and the Vanford reels got the noise, both of them at the same time. I don't remember that happening in Illinois. I think when I bought the reels, I bought them in Illinois, but they were both brand new. Because we do have algae in Illinois too. But when I bought them, they were brand new. So a brand new reel is still kind of perfectly clean, gonna be okay. There's one more. Alright folks, I'm gonna end this video. We're gonna keep fishing, but I wanna change the scenery, go maybe into deep water, do something else. Maybe even some float fishing if we find fish that we can reach. But we caught enough fish for this video. My videos are too long anyway, and with all of the yapping, this video is definitely long enough. But yeah, compare fishing with the two Vanfords side by side. Definitely my old Vanford, the way it is after all of the work I put into it, sounds nicer and feels nicer. The only thing I like more in the new one is the knob, but we're gonna buy some knobs. We're gonna get some knobs. I feel that the new knob is not only slimmer, but feels a little bit smaller. Just overall, the total volume of the knob is smaller and just more finessey. But yeah, thank you for watching this one. Let's put them side by side, maybe even for thumbnail. Let's make the thumbnail with the outro. How do we do this? How do we do this? Two Eradicators with two Vanfords. And beautiful weather, 71 degrees air temp, 65 degrees water temp. Does it get better than this? Thank you for watching. See you soon. Bye bye.